The universities are benefiting in that we are using the innovation platforms where we have the different multi-stakeholders bringing relevant knowledge from different backgrounds together. So the lecturers can now draw through the interactions with these innovation platforms and also with the members of the innovation platforms. They can draw lessons to inform curriculum. So we are now using this innovation platform to change from the conventional approach to curriculum development to a new approach to curriculum development, as well as facilitating learning. These innovation platforms are also tools for the students or learners to come and interact in a conducive environment of learning where they meet different stakeholders who have relevant knowledge. And so then by the time they come out, they have good learning environment which can then enable them to address outstanding issues, enable the farmers to identify their needs and priorities in terms of research. And so through this one we are able to produce a graduate that is relevant to address the real issues of the farmers. And so we are using these approaches to improve to change the paradigm from the teacher-centered learning to the student-centered facilitated action learning approach, whereby the learners can actually be able to take control of their learning processes in a manner that they don't forget really what they have learned, but they can also address the issues in the real life. Yeah, in terms of improving and ensuring the linkages and interactions for knowledge creation and also knowledge sharing, with support from Commonwealth of Learning, we have developed many innovations that are useful to ensure that these interactions or communication is strengthened. For example, we have what we call a common closed user group. Closed user group is a network through which we have different mobile telephone users where they can be able to interact at very low cost, actually zero cost between the members of that closed user group. And so through this one, we have more and better interaction between the farmers, the traders, the researchers and extension work. Within one telephone call or using one mobile phone, one can be able at the same time synchronously be able to speak to 5 people, and then each of the 5 people can actually call 5 more, and the network can be expanded. So this facility has really helped to improve the networking. We are also using the radio, community radio, whereby once we get some knowledge, we are able to go and share, have some discussions, then answer questions in the radio. We also produce the reports, we also publishing the papers, we also have manuals, training manuals, and all of these materials. Now we have what we call an open distance learning network, which developed capacity for converting the material into open distance learning materials that can be used for self-directed learning. Yeah, we have had a number of challenges. One of them is that initially it was very difficult to bring the private sector aboard the innovation platforms because oftentimes they really don't see what is in it for them, the benefit that comes. And then the other challenge that we have had is that the past approaches have promoted this culture of farmers expecting handouts. So how we have overcome these challenges is that we have tried to create win-win solutions. In the case of the farmers expecting handouts, we have linked them to the markets, and so when they are assured of the income from the traders, then they do not ask anymore for the handouts. And actually we have had a case where even the local governments like in Ntungamo, they declared some of the underperforming money that it could be used to facilitate as a result of seeing these win-wins, that there is a market, for example, of $200,000 per month from exporting of the pineapples. And so we've been able to overcome that. We have also been able to overcome the challenge of private sector not participating, but showing them that there are win-win solutions when they work with the network. For example, the microfinance or credit finance institutions have been able to come aboard, and we have had over hundreds of farmers actually opening up bank accounts, and also trade associations opening up bank accounts. And so then that's how these institutions have been brought about. Well, in research, at least we have, along the journey, we have moved towards really a stage where we have actually practically demonstrated that integrated agriculture research for development actually works. It brings money to the pockets of the farmers, adoption of technology, collective efforts in soil and water conservation, identifying the new emerging questions. We now have better questions, sharper questions for which we can now even use cutting-edge science to be able to begin addressing some of these questions, the questions of seed systems which were not coming out clearly. So we have sharpened questions, and also even the roles come out more clearly in terms of research. In terms of training, so far trained over 24 master's students. I've trained over 4 PhD students, and we're also now working on training marginalized communities like the Batwa, how to improve the production of honey and get more productivity and more incomes from their efforts. So for now, this IAR4D, or Integrated Agricultural Research for Development, which is actualized through the innovation platforms, these without doubt have been accepted by the stakeholders as tools, powerful tools for actually bringing knowledge, relevant knowledge from the different stakeholders and experiences which is shared, and they create new knowledge. So what we are so far doing in terms of institutionalizing it in other institutions is that when we are having these conversations on the concept of integration for rural development and the concept of teaching and learning, we actually invite those from the sectoral ministries of agriculture, invite those from the extension, NADS. Then we also have those, of course, from the university. And so we are trying to disseminate and have these deeper discussions on this concept of integration and how it can then be institutionalized in the different organizations. Within the local governments, we've already captured perceptions of the different stakeholders on whether we should integrate them in the existing organizations or establish new ones. And to a great extent, many of them are suggesting that we need to look for ways and means of strengthening the existing organizations. these efforts really are very, very exciting in terms of how we integrate research, education, and outreach. So the model is coming up, and so the challenge that we are now tackling is institutionalization and sustainability. We have begun having deep conversation on forming communities of practice on issues of scaling up perceptions from the local governments and also other key policymakers, how we can be able to take forward or upscale these novel innovations that we can be able to reach out to many more people more quickly for their benefits in the university, how we can have the multiplier effects through curriculum review, development, as well as retooling the staff using the innovation platforms. How can we be able to transform the policy and institutional arrangements? We are linking up with other organizations like NARTS. We are linking up with other faculties. We are already having conversations, multidisciplinary conversations, linking up with key policymakers.